So what are some of the things you like about what you're seeing?
Like just how modern it looks.
Mhm.
And I'll just be honest, because it's not just about being modern. It's almost like the statement it makes itself.
Mhm.
You know, looking at those two pictures above, it looks really old and just unattractive.
Anybody else? Anybody can jump in.
Mhm.
LaShonda, you want to say anything or you just want to look?
Look right now.
Okay. Okay.
Just still looking right now.
Just still looking. Willard,
Yeah.
do you have anything to say?
At the top, it just looks plain and not, it isn't looking appealing.
Okay.
The bottom left corner, the tan house, that looks more like home. It looks like something you want to call your home.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the porch? How that looks?
I like the porch.
Mm-hmm.
I like the porch of the brown one.
Mm. So we like some of these porches, like the tan one just looks a little bit more like something
I
you
like
want to
it.
call home.
And I also like the windows,
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
the shutters. It's pretty.
So the porch on the darker house on the top level, is that a door or a window? Can you stand out on, or that's just kind of a decoration?
Like
It's
a
a
window.
window, so
It
that
looks like a window.
I
Okay.
don't really like that one.
So you can't go out on that. I'm thinking it was like two porches. Okay.
it would be nice if we could do that, and that's the type of thing that we're talking about more with as we get into really dialing into the design, is like how many of these, because it really depends on the building types. If it's the type of building that has just like bedrooms on the second floor, it's a whole different unit on the second floor.
Okay. Okay. I think we have some. Is it the Quanshay? Did I say that right? She said she don't like the designs. It looks more like a cabin.
Is she talking about like where we stay now or the one at the bottom?
I'm assuming. Are you talking about the one at the bottom? I'm thinking she's talking about the designs at the bottom. She said the new designs. Mm-hmm.
I could see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's
More color.
bad.
And that's what we're here for. We are here to hear good and bad. So we're
Yeah.
like, you know, whatever you like and don't like about it, because we can always make tweaks depending on what you guys say. So
I still think it looks better than what it looked like now. Plain.
Yeah. Everything looks so plain now and nothing has any color.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So y'all really like the colors of looks more vibrant for you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
that's really important for us to know, because if we know that like you guys want colors and things like that, we can look at, because part of what might make this feel like a cabin is the color that's being picked. And so we can look at different colors that help it feel a little bit less like a cabin.
Mm.
Or maybe like if they do decide to go with the cabin, or however many out of all these groups that are meeting up, you know, like right now we can't have permanent fixtures like on outside. Like I thought about getting a security camera and stuff like that. We can't do any of that.
I wish we could, because the other almost a week ago my Cadillac converter got stolen off my car, and I parked right next to where I live at, and it's just crazy that how could they do, like, I was told it takes like 1 or 2 minutes, and now I'm looking at like possibly getting another car. I ordered some off of Amazon and somebody stole my box off my porch, and I don't share a porch with another resident. I have my own porch.
Right.
It just makes you feel like, like you're not, like it's almost like a prison almost.
Yeah, like someone stole my back porch and everything. But I feel like it's really good. Like, I don't know, maybe when you start a neighborhood watch, because I have no idea, and I don't want to ask you over this thing where you live, but because no one else needs to experience that. I'm sorry you experienced that.
It's so crazy. I called today and I had my car towed, and like my estimate was basically another car. And I've told the office, but I don't think they really care because it ain't their car. And that's why it's really important about the parking and having security around the parking. Yes,
Absolutely.
what the
Is
apartment
that
looks
even
like.
is that even in the plan, y'all? Is security?
Security is a really big part of the plan. So that's actually a big part of everything that we're looking at as we're looking at the grant application and writing that. Part of that is what sorts of security, what measures will be taken for security. So some of the things that people have talked about so far, like neighborhood watches, and the city's talked about helping support a neighborhood watch in the neighborhood. We're also talking with the police about what their current methods are and about better models of community policing.
Well, what about like cameras?
That is
Posted
absolutely
cameras
one of the
in
things we're talking
addition,
about.
because you'll see police, but man, there's still traffic, things that happen even when the police are there.
Absolutely. We're talking about both cameras and about better lighting, and like
Yeah.
not just more lighting, but better lighting, lighting
Right.
that helps, people get from their car to the house, lighting that, so instead of it just being like big bright floodlights that can shine in your windows, it's much more about how do you do nice lighting that helps people understand what's public and what's private.
I wish my porch was a little bigger because I got stuff that I want to put outside. I got to put it in the house every day. And I don't have no room because I'm in a small 3-bedroom and I don't have no closet space to put a pool, or I have patio furniture. Like, where do I put it?
Yep. So this could be an opportunity for bigger porches as we're looking at some of the designs, like to have bigger porches for things like that. So
Is there a way to add, like, in those two particular examples right there, those houses, the newer houses, like some sort of, how like houses have crawl spaces or whatever, but like not that, but some sort of extra
Like a storage area?
storage.
Like a storage area?
Yeah, but maybe not just, I mean, obviously they're gonna have it on the inside, but on the outside, like where you can lock it or something.
Like on the back door, like, like when you walk out your back door, how you see some apartments and they have like that little storage room that's on the back of their apartment. I would like to have that, because if the apartments are going to be still small like how they are now, that would be excellent to have something like that added to it. Because I'm in like the renovated apartments that they did not too long ago, and my apartment is tiny. Like my room right now, like my bed is, I have a queen size bed and it's taking up most of my room. I can't put anything in here.
I hear you on that one.
I think it's a great point. We can talk about outdoor storage and if that's something that can be done. So we'll keep moving just to make sure we get to touch everything. So another one, a lot of these I think will be some of the same comments, but this is another example of the existing, and what the new designs could look like. And so what do you guys like or dislike about that?
I like the trees and I like the way it's made. Like it looks like it's all like on one level. Maybe have stairs in it on the bottom. Are they gonna fix the way things are numbered too? Because when I go around and when I'm talking to residents about doing a survey, it's confusing the numbers, like, because it skips around. Like, are they gonna fix that?
I do not know, but that is absolutely something that we can keep in mind and to put down with when there's new numbering.
Are they still gonna keep the mailbox as in one area where everybody gotta check it at that one area? Or is they gonna put them close to the buildings where departments are?
They need to put cameras on the mailboxes, because I've seen some residents' mailboxes like have no doors on them.
I know that the mailboxes will still be centralized. I don't know if there'll be only one location or if there would be multiple locations, but I do know the mailboxes would still be centralized.
Dequanshay says she loves this layout. She can't find anything she doesn't like about it.
Yeah, I like the shutters. I like the way the portrait is. Now on the side, is that like another apartment on the side where you see the rails?
Yep, this is an entry to another, if I remember this floor plan correctly, because these are existing floor plans that we would just be like adding porches and adding shutters to. So we wouldn't be changing a lot about the inside. We would just be adding and changing some of the porches and entryways.
My concern really ain't how it look on the outside. It's more of the inside because it's a lot of flaws in the inside of everybody apartment. I'm pretty much everybody that I've spoken to has told me at least one or two flaws that they don't like inside their house.
So, and when you're talking about problems on the inside, some of the big things I know that we've heard, and so you can tell me if there's any more that you've heard, are things like the size, amount of storage, size of appliances, like people think like ovens and things like that are too small. Are there any, and of course, air conditioning.
The mode, yeah. A lot of people has been talking about the mode, and when I myself, I had mode in my bathroom, and I had told them about it, and they told me basically like, you know, to put bleach on it. That's all they're gonna do about it. I'm like, I have COPD, so if I get sick, you know, then what are y'all gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
And I think
there are tenant laws.
Mm-hmm.
The floor, I would like the floor. I think probably the inside, we don't know what's in the walls if it's mold already in the house, so you don't know what's in the walls really.
Mm-hmm.
True.
The floor, I don't like that the floor is hard, you know, hardwood floor all the way through.
Right.
Because some people have small kids.
So we will keep those in mind to move on to some of the next ones because I don't want to run out of time before we can comment on some of the new buildings.
Yeah.
So looking at, like.
Where's your cover page? Decide.
So if we're looking at like these three buildings, I know we're kind of far zoomed out. So if you
I
want
don't my mama in the meat right now.
The middle one, I love the middle floor plan. I like it.
Remember the transforming, the West Right transforming thing?
what are some of the things that you like about it?
Remember the transforming that must be it's up West Right.
I like the way the windows look, the way it look outside. It makes it look like a home. It's welcoming. It's like I would look forward to going home to something that looks like that. And looking at the floor plan, it's like the rooms are
that was my mom.
and they have closets. It like, is that a closet in the corner?
Sorry, that was
the first floor where the new townhouse.
Zoom in on that, right? So yeah, when you come in, so there's a closet right here off the bathroom area, and there's, because this one actually has a downstairs bath and an upstairs. So you have like a downstairs powder bath, and then you have upstairs bathroom, 2 bathrooms.
So one would be like a 1.5, and the other one would be like a full bath.
Yep, you actually have, so you have for the 3-bedroom townhouses, there's 2.5 baths. So there's 2 bathrooms upstairs, and then there's a half bath downstairs.
That'd be great.
And then this is like the laundry room area, so you have the washer dryer right here. And
Yeah,
then
So what
I
about
like
the bedrooms? How many
I
bathrooms?
like
1.5?
say again?
For the 2 bedrooms, how many bathrooms would be 1.5?
Yep, 1.5 for the 2 bedrooms.
I like that you have the laundry room separate from everything, because now my washer and dryer is in my kitchen, and I don't like that fact because everything is like so close together. My kitchen already small. And then like they rewired my apartment when they renovated whatever they did. I'm not from here, but I've been here 3 months, and what I was told, these apartments that I live in now, they got redone, and I'm still having like a wiring issue with my apartment because my dryer doesn't work.
Mm.
So are they gonna rewire the new ones, or how is that gonna be?
So the new ones are going to be new construction. So they're going to have brand new wiring because they're going to be built from scratch. If there's still a wiring issue with the renovated, ones, that's a nice thing to look into.
DeQuanshay said that she likes the first two. She would suggest a bigger porch. She loved that there's a separation of porches, and then she loved the upgrade of bathrooms.
Okay, great. And then to look at some of these others, so when we look at some of the bigger buildings, so like these buildings, these stacked townhouse buildings and walk-up buildings, they have multiple units in some larger building. So what do people like and dislike about that?
I don't like it.
That's a flat out, I don't like it.
I understand that.
Like it? Why don't you like it?
Is it too close together? I don't know. Maybe my anxiety. I had a house fire like 2 years ago, and my apartment was just like that. My townhouse, like everything was close together. All our apartments close together. One person's apartment caught on fire, and everybody's caught on fire.
So that's kind of some safety concerns about, okay. So you think it's too many people in one place?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that would be really different about these versus older apartments is that these would be all currently upgraded with fire standards. So there would be full sprinkler systems, there would be full fire protection, and they would be built to new construction standards. So fire would be much less of an issue in new build construction. Some other things about this. So these are ones where the ground floor has some 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, and then the upper floor has 3 bedroom townhouses. And so those townhouses, like we talked about, same type of thing where they would have 2.5 bathrooms, and they would have large living room, big kitchen dining area, and then when you would go upstairs, you would have the space upstairs with the 2 other bathrooms and the other bedroom and all the bedrooms upstairs. So what do you guys like and dislike about that? You can kind of see here with the 2-bedroom, this is a 2-bedroom unit that's all on one level. So you have the living and dining area here, you have the 2 bedrooms, and then you have like storage, laundry room area back here, and then the bathroom here.
I like that design.
Okay. The
I like it
question,
like
she
that.
says she don't like unit 4. It doesn't have any outside luxury, like a porch is closed in.
Well, which one is unit 4?
Which one is unit 4? Or did I? Are you talking about the one at the
4
end?
unit?
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. I just now seen it. Sorry. We already moved. That was my fault.
So the units are too closed in, not enough outdoor space.
Said the 2 bedrooms should have a half bath for guests.
Yep, that's a great.
So for the stacked townhouses, do they get an elevator or that's not?
They do not. So that is they do not have an elevator in these buildings. But if we talk about some of the buildings that do have elevators, which I think is important to talk about too, are things like, you know, the larger building here. This is the type of building that would have an elevator.
Okay.
It's a much bigger building, but the units, most of the units would have outdoor porch space that would be private balcony space. So what do you guys think about that? So it's a larger building, but you would have private outdoor space, and you'd be more likely to have an elevator in that type of building.
Brittany, what do you think about that? Is that still too many people in one space? You're on mute if you were talking. You might have any comments about this one, the multifamily building?
Let me have a look here. What is to the very top left? The top left section? What are those two areas?
When you say to the top, you mean like over here?
Yep.
That would be more like porch space. So that would be balcony space for the units that would be on that corner.
That looks like a big porch.
For one unit?
Nope, for the 2 units. So this is 3 stories. So there would be 3 units.
Oh, I
This one would
see.
have a
Okay.
porch, this one has a porch, and this one has a porch.
Okay. But enough to like, put a chair, put like a little side table, like maybe a bike, if a person has a bike and not a car or something.
Brittany responded. She says too close, not enough privacy, but she loved the balcony.
That's kind of some of the trade-offs that we'd have to look at, right? It's like sometimes just because of the amount of buildings that we have to put back on the site, sometimes it's going to be you either have more privacy in some of those smaller units, and sometimes you have more private outdoor space in some of the bigger buildings. So you kind of do a trade-off for that.
All right. You started that really great.
All right, everybody. So we are at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to put us back. We check with Megan if we're going to have a debrief or if we're going to go back to the main room.
Wow. They are enough. Kind of think outside the box.
Can I ask a question? Oh, shoot.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if y'all were still there or not.
Yep, still here.
So a couple months ago, we went over the plan about the grant, when it was going to be implemented, things like that. I missed last month's meeting, but I feel like something has changed because there's going to be some implementation this year.
Say that
So I
one
guess
more
I'm asking what changed.
Say that one more time, Marcia.
So I missed last month's
Mhm.
meeting. I had to work. But I remember when we were starting to discuss all this, it was supposed to be implemented like this year.
No, the implementation timeline so we're talking about putting the grant application in, but this is a like 7+ year timeline.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So what we're talking about in terms of this year is putting the grant together, and if
Okay.
the money is received, then we look at, and something that KCDC has said is, if we get the grant money or not, changes are still happening. It just changes how long the timeline will be.
Okay. Cool. Thank you for answering.
No problem.
Yep.
We are going to, let me see here. It looks like we are going to head back in. Let's see. All right, so Megan says we have 3 more minutes. So let me tell the rooms that real quick.
Meant to be writer after all. Okay. Because I'm thinking it's a lighter. What?
Yeah.
I said I like it's good. It's a perfect. It has
Right.
love.
So all right, so some of the other questions, which are good questions, will residents have code-only access, like to get into the doors, to keep other people who aren't on the lease there? That's something, as we talk about like the specific the specific security measures, that's something that can happen. Often we have like code only access, or some of the larger buildings especially will have lobby spaces that have doormen, things like that. So like that's the type of thing that we'll look at with some of the buildings in terms of access. Sometimes some of the parking areas will also be secured in some cases. It depends on what different security steps are taken into account. So
When I do resident survey, saying no because they felt that this happened. But it happened at our points.
Yep. This is the same type of process that how 5 Points was built. It was a very similar process where grant application, they got the grant money and they were able to build. And this is actually a bigger grant than the grant that happened at 5 Points. It absolutely can happen, and KCDC is really committed to things happening, even if they don't win the grant money. It just changes how long it might take to happen. So why do they want to change Western now? Part of it is the opportunity. So it is, being able to go for the grant application, because this is a federal grant from HUD, the CNI grant. And so the opportunities to go for that grant now, they think that they're in a good position with the developer and with resident input, that this would be something that people would want to see. That's partially because of the age of the housing and things like that over time. So that's why they want to change it now, is because it is the type of thing that they can go for now. And like I said, KCDC is committed to making changes, even if they don't win the grant money. The grant money would just be a really big help.
That was a good question, though.
Very good question.
I think it's always good to be transparent and authentic in that process. So that was good. Thank you for bringing that one up.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, we're going to go back to the main room so that we can just kind of talk about next steps. And yep, Brittany, great point. Western Heights, one of the largest housing in Knoxville, would love to see it change. We agree. And that's why it's really important to us to hear what you guys have to say about it, so that any change isn't just our change, because it's not our home, it's not our community. And we really want to make sure that any change that happens is the type of change that you guys want to see.